Hello, all, and welcome to another week of Video DD for apes that can't read good. This week we'll be looking at the technical indicators and some overall market trends for the week of 7/6 through 7/9. So let's get started. The first thing I want to look at is our weekly cup and handle. We've been following this pattern for about 2 weeks now, since the at the money offering from GameStop. Um, Currently, we're approaching a bounce point. As you can see here, we have a possible low of about 192 coming into tomorrow. I mislabeled this. I apologize, but this is for Tuesday. A possible low of 192 for Tuesday. I do expect that we will be moving up through this week, approaching our low breakout and confirmation test, and then possibly even a move up towards 300 as we end the week. This is a short trading week, so this may not fully play out, but I do expect upward movement as we bounce both off the bottom of this cup and handle and off of this ascending triangle here. The next thing I wanted to cover was MACD. So on the previous three crossovers for MACD, bullish crossovers, we have been correct. There was one failed signal because of an at the money offering, which you can see back here. But the previous one was our run up in June, and we're about to cross over again to the upside. So that looks like it's going to happen in the next day or so. Let's see if it goes 4 for 4. Then we're going to take a look here at the directional trend on the ADX. And last week we were sitting at 11 points. I predicted that we were moving into an uptrend. We're now sitting at 44.35, so an improvement of 33 points. I was looking this week to break above 33 points on the ADX. We've broken significantly above it. I think this is a confirmed uptrend. We should be seeing price improvement for the coming weeks. Next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about those liquidity tests that we saw. So these kind of play a little bit more into my short inflation theory. On Wednesday, June 30th, if you go back and look at the price action, you'll see that we saw three very deliberate spikes pop up on what was essentially a completely flat day. This tells me that a long or short position, it's actually hard to say which, was attempting to see how much a given amount of capital would raise the price and a given amount would lower it. The first test was 40,000 shares, which showed a price improvement of $4. The stock was then shorted 160,000 shares, bringing the price back below VWAP. That's a 1 to 4 short to long ratio. So that means for every share bought long, they have to short 4 more shares to bring the price down. For the rest of the week, we didn't see any more of these tests, but what we did see was a significant bump Thursday and Friday in the short interest traded per day, from 53% on Wednesday. We jumped immediately to 65% Thursday, 64% Friday. And we only closed down $11 from the peak of that last liquidity test. So it took them 2 extra days to bring the price back down $11. Going forward, I think this is very bullish. It tells me two things. Liquidity is so low that they're performing liquidity tests on the open lit exchanges, instead of in a simulation where they would normally be performed before something like this takes effect, effectively exposing their hand to other hedge funds. This is actually really relevant as short and long funds do everything in their power not to telegraph moves like this on the market. So I expect some big action, either up or down, I'm not sure, this coming week. It also doesn't take a lot of buy pressure to spike the ask and drive the price up, which should be interesting, as if MOASS begins to occur or does occur, we could see the price accelerate very, very quickly upward, possibly gapping up at several moments. The next thing I wanted to cover is the market. If we look here, we see that the SPY has started to trade a little bit of volume in its long-term trend. Tomorrow, I will be looking for a possible rejection at $433.43 to see if it will continue to trade volume in that uptrend. If it does not, and it fails, if it fails that support, we will probably see it correct at least down into correction zone 1. Further corrections into zones 2, 3, and 4 are possible. Anything past correction zone 4 is a possible sell-off or crash of the market. So I'll be paying very close attention to that this week. Also, as we can see that the Shiller PE ratio, which we discussed last week, or the PE10, is now up an additional 0.25% from where it was last week. And we are quickly approaching the dot-com era bubble high of, I believe it was 44 and some odd percent. But this is something that I'll be continuing to monitor on a week-by-week basis as its growth continues upward and accelerates. So in conclusion, from a technical side, we're looking very bullish this week. There are only 4 trading days, so we may have to wait a little longer for those long-term trends to fully play out, but I expect we'll see some improvement in the price over the next coming days. The European markets were open today. The US markets were not. So I will be checking CVVWAP tomorrow morning in order to kind of see if there was any arbitrage that went on between the EU market and the US market. I don't think so. I think it was only up about 3% in the German markets. We might see like 1.5% arbitrage correction. The market continues to look weak and unstable as fears of inflation continue to mount. Banks are scrambling to generate long-term assets. Corporations are deploying capital at record numbers in order to price in long-term investments pre-inflation. And the bond markets are also continuing to price in a higher level of inflation than reported. If you want more information on this, feel free to join me in my live stream throughout the week. We cover the markets live every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you so much. If you like this video, drop a like. If you don't, please leave a comment in this section down below. It helps me improve these moving forward. And if you want to see more of our content, subscribe. If you do feel so inclined to help support the channel, there is a coffee link in the description, and there are memberships available through YouTube. Thank you all so much for your time. You have a wonderful night and a happy 4th of July. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.